Hi, EDU 200 students. I realized I haven't made a video in a while updating you, so here we go. I haven't started grading the last 2 weeks' work yet, but I look forward to getting in there and seeing what you all have submitted. We are now in weeks 11 and 12, which are due November 11th. And just a quick reminder that it is required that you complete 5 to 15 observation hours to pass this class. So even if you end up with 90% in the class without those points, you still cannot pass. It's a state articulated requirement, and I have had students get to the end before and not have that done. So you need to get that done by November 11th. You have about 2 more weeks to get in there. Watch for between 5 and 15 hours. I have had a lot of students who have started observing or volunteering and realized that they want to keep doing reading groups or stay in for the rest of the semester, or maybe they'll have more time next semester. So this is a great way to get into your local school, get connected with teachers, even to find somebody you may be willing to student teach with in the future, introduce yourself to the administration. This is a great opportunity for networking, to get your foot in the door, and to make your path a lot smoother later on in the process. So I encourage you to do that while you're there. Some of you will go back to classrooms that you were in as a student. I did that when I was taking this class at Yavapai College a zillion years ago. It's really fun to see your teachers interact from a different perspective when they're not your teacher, but rather your almost coworker. I mean, you're pretty much at this point thinking like a teacher instead of a student. So that's always fun to do, but I also encourage you to reach out, meet new people, find what you're most interested in doing. So like I said before, go see a third grade class or a kindergarten class or a high school class if you're really on the fence and you don't know, because during your methods classes, which are the last 2 years of your program, you're going to be learning how to create lesson plans. And so if you know for sure that you want to work in early childhood or middle school or whatever, you can gear that work towards the age group you plan to work with, and that'll save you a lot of time later on down the road. I wasn't really sure. I had no idea. I liked kindergarten. I liked fifth grade. I liked everything in between. I knew I didn't want to do middle and high school, but I was just gathering stuff left and right. And in the end, I ended up teaching kindergarten through fifth grade, so it worked out. But if you haven't narrowed it down a little bit more, then it'll be easier for you later on. We're going to cover chapter 6 this week. You're going to learn about brain-based teaching, other teaching strategies to prepare you for the lesson plan that's coming up in the next 2 weeks, which are 13 and 14. And then finally, at the end of the semester, you're going to be writing a teaching philosophy. So as you watch these things, you don't have to agree with them or disagree with them. You can kind of be in between. But watch what you think would be most effective and what you agree with most. Some teachers really believe in cooperative learning, and some believe more in direct instruction, and some are somewhere in between. I was always kind of like, I grabbed from every philosophy a little bit. Your textbook says that you have to pick something, you can't really be wishy-washy, but I sort of disagree. I feel like it's like politics. You don't have to be a Democrat or a Republican. You can agree with a little bit from both sides. So just find those strategies that you really think will work for you as a teacher and you really believe will teach the content area that you're interested in the best, and then put that in your philosophy. So you'll see as we get closer, and I'll talk to you more about it, the philosophy is very open because it's yours. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just what you believe and why. What kind of teacher are you going to be and why? Um, so for the duration of the semester, as you observe other teachers, as you go through the material in this class, just be thinking about that in the back of your mind, what kind of a teacher you want to be. Be sure that you have the observation journal and timesheet filled out completely. I need the teacher's name. I need it to be legible. We send them certificates for professional development hours for having you, so that's a benefit to them. I need the school address, the school principal's name, because I have to print off all these certificates and get these letters together and get them out to them before Christmas break. So be sure you have that thoroughly filled out. Also, a reminder to register. I believe open registration began today. So if you haven't gotten in and registered for classes, do that ASAP. And for those of you that celebrate Halloween, enjoy and stay safe. And I'll check back in about 2 weeks.